Good morning, dear students. I hope you are all doing good in home. You are staying safe at home. Okay. So today we will continue the chapter synthetic fibers and plastics. We will see some of the other uses of plastic. We will see some of the other uses of plastic. So in last class we have seen that the common uses of plastic, such as it is used in a kitchen, it is used in home purpose, in kitchen, in bathrooms, in toilets, and so in other for utensils purposes, etc. Isn't it? So some medicinal use or some extensive use of plastic takes place in the industries, hospitals, etc. So what are the uses of other uses of plastics? First, it is used in the healthcare industries. It is used in the healthcare industries such as hospitals, in packaging the tablets, in pharmaceuticals, in pharmaceutical factories. So it is used in the packing of the tablets. Okay. So and threads for stitching wounds. Okay. While doing the operations, the small synthetic fibers or plastic fibers are used to stitch the wounds. Okay. So in hospitals, and these plastics are also used in syringes, because it is non-corrosive, it does not react. Okay, it is non-reactive, it is non-corrosive, it does not rust, and it does not react with anybody with the surroundings. So it is used in the plastic syringes, so in the hospitals, in packaging the tablets, and in stitching the wounds. The fibers of plastics are used to stitch the wounds. And then in doctors' gloves also it is used. And in medical instruments, in some medical instruments also it is used. Like this, the extensive use of these plastics can be seen in the healthcare industry or in pharmaceuticals and in hospitals. So as packaging tablets, threads for stitching wounds, and then syringes, doctor gloves, and then medical instruments. And then these are also used in the plastic cookwares. For example, if you are using the microwave ovens, so whatever we keep the food in the oven, so for the cooking purpose, there are plastics, but they don't melt, isn't it? They don't melt. That's are thermosetting plastics. So these plastic cookwares are also prepared extensively in the that is a kitchen and in a microwave ovens. So and some of the plastics such as Teflon, a special type of plastic called Teflon. So it is used as a non-stick coating. It is non-stick coating of the plastic is done in a Teflon. So that is non-stick coating is done on the cookware. So which does not makes the oil and water to stick. Which does not make the oil and water to stick on that. So and this is called the non-stick cookwares. Such as dosa tawa, non-stick dosa tawa you can see. So paddu tawa you can see like that. Teflon, it is made up of Teflon, which does not make the oil and water to stick on the that is cookware. And then another special type of plastic, called melamine. So this melamine and Teflon are very special, extensive use are seen nowadays. So these are used in a fireproof plastics, where the firemen wear that. This melamine plastic coating, that is uniforms. So uniforms, they are worn by the firemen. So these are flame resistant. Usually the synthetic fibers are easily catches the fire, but these are the special type of plastic. Melamine is the special type of plastic. This is flame resistant, so worn by the firemen. So during the fire catching accidents. So these are about some other uses of the plastic, special type of plastics. So and then what about the plastics and environment? Yes. So plastics are doing very hazardous effect on the environment. Plastics are doing very hazardous, very dangerous effect on the environment. For example, so these are very convenient. Teflon coated dosa tawas, they are very convenient because they do not stick the oil and water, isn't it? But they are hazardous to health. So whenever we cook, small particles, some atoms of the plastic, they will melt and they will enter our body. Okay, so they enter our body. Like this, plastic are all doing very much harm to the environment. So there are two types of, okay, there are two types of waste we will create daily in our house. There are two types of waste we will create daily: biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. Biodegradable waste means the waste which can be degraded by the biological means, by using the bacteria. Okay, by using the fungus and bacteria, we will degrade that. Waste, and it can easily convert it into manure, and it can be reused in order to grow the plants and for other purposes. But non-biodegradable means they never get degraded, or they take several years for degradation. Okay, and they remain in our land, they remain in our environment for a long time to harm us. So what are biodegradable? So that is wastes. So for example, you have seen vegetable peels, fruit peels, the fruit leftover waste. So that can be degraded, that can be decomposed and degraded within 1 or 2 weeks. Within 1 or 2 weeks we can see. So that we can put under the tree or under the plants that is decomposed by bacteria in 1 or 2 weeks, and that is converted into manure and the soil becomes fertile. And in the same way, so paper is degraded within 1 month. Paper is decomposed by bacteria within 1 month. In the same way, woolen cloths, it takes 1 year to decompose. It also takes a long time, but it decomposes within 1 year. In the same way, cotton. So approximately it will take 5 months, 5 to 6 months to degrade cotton cloths. So in the same way, wood it takes some years. It takes 1 or 2 years, 2 to 5 years. Okay, 5 to 10 years to decompose. In the same way, so these biodegradable waste, these are decomposed by bacteria in our environment. So in some years or in some months or in some weeks. But so non-biodegradable waste such as plastics and metals, they take very long time, hundreds of years, 500 years or thousands of years, okay, in order to degrade. For example, tin, Coca-Cola tin. Okay, so there's metal cans which you drink the juices. So those cans, so tins, oil tins, so aluminium, made up of aluminium and other metal cans, they take 100 to 15 years to degrade. 100 to 500 years to degrade. And plastic bags which you used to carry for shopping, isn't it? Those plastic bags, so they take several years, thousands of years, or they are not degraded in the environment and they left as it is as a pollution, land pollution. They makes the land pollution. If you burn it, it produces the harmful fumes, harmful smoke, and it makes the air pollution. Like this, in one or the other way, this non-biodegradable waste causes harm to the environment, causes pollution in the environment. Whether it may be air pollution, if you burn it, it creates dangerous fumes, and if you throw into the ocean or river or nearby water bodies, it creates the water pollution. If you throw into the land, it creates the land pollution because it does not get degraded. So like that, in one or the other way, so it is creating a pollution or hazardous effect to the environment. So these are two types of waste we are creating in our daily life. One is the biodegradable waste, another one is the non-biodegradable waste. So these plastics are non-biodegradable waste. They are not environment friendly. So they are acting as a foe or enemy to the environment. And they cause so much of environmental pollution. Like I told, air pollution, water pollution, land pollution, soil pollution. Okay, like this they are causing environmental pollution. The burning of these plastics, that becomes too slow, that does not burn quickly. Okay, so burning of these metals and plastics, they are too slow and causes air pollution. pollution by releasing harmful gases. Okay, so then how we can come over from this problem? How we can avoid this? That is dangerous hazards to the environment. By avoiding plastic, we can protect the environment. And while going to the shopping, we should carry the cotton bags or jute bags, the natural fibers, isn't it? Cotton or jute bags we should carry. So, and it should be reusable. The cotton bags which we carry, they should be reusable, and so we does not throw it here and there, so that it does not cause the pollution. And so we should dispose this biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste separately. Now we are following the rules, municipality rules, such as wet waste and the dry waste. The dry waste such as this oil cans, metal tins, and then plastic. these are disposed separately. So because this can be recycled again. And this wet waste such as vegetable peels, fruit peels, so food waste, these are separated. These are disposed separately. So that is one idea we can do, disposal of the biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste separately. And so we should prefer the thermoplastic rather than the thermosetting plastic. We should prefer thermoplastics such as PVC, polythene bags, because it can be recycled. But the cookerware and microwave oven plastics, they are not recyclable. Once it is prepared, the thermosetting plastics, once it is prepared, so it cannot be recycled. So we should prefer the recyclable plastics such as thermoplastics. And then we should make limited use of the plastic. To store the food. We should avoid using of plastic in storage of food, etc. And we should behave like a responsible citizen. We have to follow some rules. Above I told we have to follow some rules. In marriage halls, we should, if we are conducting any programs or functions in our home, we should avoid plastic bottles, plastic cups, plastic plates, etc. We can use the arakanat plates. Adike patti use ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, isn't it? Paper plates we can use, which can be easily biodegradable. And we can use the paper cups to drink water or coffee or juices, isn't it? So like that we should avoid, as a responsible citizen, we should avoid the plastic. So by our home itself, by avoiding the plastic lunch box, isn't it? Plastic water bottles. You make use of steel, copper, okay, water bottles or lunch boxes. So avoid the plastic. By being a responsible citizen, we should follow this. We should reduce the use of plastic. We reuse. We should use the thermoplastic so that it can be reused. So that it can be reused or recycled. And then recover. Okay. So we can make one type of plastic into another, isn't it? Once that use is over, that can be recovered. Into another, used into another purpose, reused for another purpose. And then completely refuse. If you go to the marriage hall, you completely refuse the water bottle, isn't it? So avoid, that is refuse, means reject. So like this we can act as a responsible citizen. And we should prefer the steel lunch box, and steel boxes to store the food items or the groceries in our home. And do not throw the plastic bags and bottles to the water bodies, because it is causing so much of ocean pollution or water pollution, isn't it? So avoid throwing the plastic bags and bottles to the water bodies. So these are the things we should remember in order to prevent the environmental pollution. So by filling up it with the non-biodegradable waste. Okay, these are all some points I stressed about the plastics at the environment and the uses of plastics. Okay, hope you are all understood. So in the next class we will start the new chapter. Okay, so thank you so much. So read the textbook properly and complete the exercise. Okay, thank you dear students.